First off, my last video, everyone in the comments section, it was so nice to me. My video about how I can't get views on anything besides a peacock video, other people are gonna be like, fuck you, Ben, you suck. You suck. We like peacocks, but you're a fucking dickhead or whatever. So I was really concerned about that. Now that I've said that, I'm probably gonna get some hate about the fact that I said that possibly right now. But thank you. It felt really good. Everyone's very kind and supportive and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's been a little while. Right now, I'm at this residential treatment facility. I'm probably not actually allowed to be filming here like this, but I am getting support for mental health issues, and I feel great. I feel so great. Really, like really great. Now, there's been a few snags, which I've been feeling great overall, right? But the last few days has been a few snags. The first one really has made me not feel very good. Like, actually, it was really shitty. So yeah, I had somebody basically target me to fucking take all their shit out on me. And it puts me in a very shitty situation because really, if this was happening on the street, he would be knocked out by now. That is a guarantee. He'd be knocked out. Now, we're in a treatment facility where the very first rule they tell us is immediate grounds for getting kicked out, which makes sense, is any violent action. So if I do that, I get kicked out. And like I said, this has literally been helping me so much. So I don't want to get kicked out. However, when somebody is targeting you for abuse and every single thing that you say they make fun of about, obviously it's a shitty fucking thing. And this happens to me a lot because I have a lot of repressed anger and it's very evident. Just like how I look, these bags under my eyes, I look like I have no fucking energy. So people tend to do this, and I used to just take it up the rear end for a lot of my life, but I am standing up for myself now. So this kind of shit immediately gets a fist in the real world. Because fuck you, I am better than these other fucking people, and go fucking pick on that guy, right? Fuck you. Now, here, like I said, you can't do that because you get kicked out also. So it's a very fucking shitty situation. Now, then he does the worst thing you could possibly do. He gives me the Nazi salute. And look at my nose, look at my ears. Clearly, my heritage is Jewish. So when somebody gives you the Nazi salute, it's the same thing as the N-word, right? To a black person. So what do? It's a terrible fucking situation. I don't know. I felt awful. I still feel very awful because I didn't do anything, but I explained the situation to the staff and he was immediately kicked out of the program. However, me not retaliating there makes me feel awful, and I have felt very depressed for the past few days because of this. Now, I'm still at this program. It's still great. I never had the experience of somebody doing that to me before. So in the future, I'm just gonna hit him. Anyone who does that in the future, I'm just gonna fucking hit them. And that's just, how it's gonna go. Because I feel so shitty. And I actually, I can really, it hurt so bad. So, obviously I've known, how bad it must be to a black person when they get the N-word towards them. I've known that probably is terrible. But now, I can really feel how awful, that can be. It's terrible. It's a fucking terrible, terrible, terrible feeling. So I've been dealing with this. I've been trying to get over it, being present, but I still feel this deep depression since him doing that. But I think it was also that it was the tip of the iceberg because he was just fucking with me constantly, up until that point. But really, this depression, if you watch my videos, every fucking place I go recently, I run into one of these terrible fucking people. And the tip of the iceberg that I mentioned earlier really is about how it's been every new place that I go, it's just, it's terrible. The last place, I have a video, I was kicked out for literally no reason. But I think it all just comes, it's my look, right? People can tell that I have a lot of repressed anger. People can tell that I'm somebody who like immediately just like swallows and takes shit. Like, it's just how I look. And I have a lot of fear, right? I admit that. And that's also very obvious. But I'm doing what I can. Every single day I try to wake up and I go into this mindset of I am facing the fear, right? That's all I can do, you know? But people sense this on me and they take out their shit. Now, where was I going with this? So every new place recently that I go to, you know, the last place they kicked the case manager who like handles the business side of things in these places, and the head psychiatrist kicked me out. Really, I think just to take their crap out on me because I didn't do anything. And then here, this thing with this idiot, and then today there was like another, actually one of the staff here. Okay, this is the situation with the staff. I'm rambling, but this is a really interesting part. Okay, shit, I keep fucking putting my finger there. Still working the kinks out of this new iPhone. Now, today what happened, there's this member of the staff. This is exactly what happened. We went for one of these outings to a park, okay? I make just like a dirty joke because I have a dirty mind, right? And I say something, there's like, you know, there's some nuts on the table. And I say, can I eat some of your nuts? Which is funny. You know, so I say this, but the thing is that these places, they constantly tell you can't be inappropriate because it could like trigger somebody, right? So they say, you know, don't be inappropriate. Like, we're not even allowed to watch like South Park, right? So I say this, right? And I actually regret it because they had just told me not to say anything like that. So I was like, fuck. But then this other guy who works here, who for the rest of this video I'm just going to refer to as Dickless. Dickless tells me, he says, that was funny. Ben, just quickly say another pun, right? Like he actually wanted me to. This is not really the part where you're going to understand why his nickname now is Dickless. But I was like, okay. And then I thought about how can I do another pun with these these nuts. And of course, in this situation, you just say the first thing on your mind. The first thing that came out was, I think some of these nuts are moldy. Can I have some of your furry nuts? Which I think actually is pretty funny on the spot. But then this other guy who works here was like, that's it, Ben. You guys don't get your remote for the TV anymore. And in my head, I'm like, this is fucked. This other guy, Dickless, asked me to tell a joke. Then I tell it, and the other guy is like punishing me. It's literally like you're looking at a car, and some guy says, hey, Ben, what is that? And you say it's a car, and then someone else says, fuck you, now we're punishing you for saying the word car. It's a pretty fucked up scenario. Now, we get back to the place, and Dickless, I realize that what has happened here is that Dickless has gone, oh shit, it's basically my fault that they don't get the remote for the TV anymore. But I have two options. I can either A, go to this other employee and say, no, it's my fault, I made a mistake, or you do what he does later and takes it out on me because he's such a dickless weasel that he can't even admit when he made a mistake. So we're in this new group. There's another teacher, but he's like the teacher as well. Dickless is the teacher as well. And he just starts going at me throughout the group. We're talking about manipulation, right? Manipulation. And then we're going around, and the question is asked, is manipulation always bad? And I said it's not always bad. And I made the point that most people really who earn over $100,000 a year have at some point manipulated someone in some way. Now, this, for whatever reason, triggers this Dickless, and he starts going like this. He says, people don't manipulate. What are you talking? There's no manipulation. Like that's his general like vibe, right? Like he's going like what do you mean manipulate? Like are you saying everyone manipulates people? And then I make the point, what do you think it is when you have a giant gap on your resume and you put something there so that when you're at the interview, your huge resume gap doesn't show? Am I the only person that does this? This is something that everyone does if they have a giant gap in their resume. And that's manipulation. What is Tinder? I didn't say this then. I should have made this as an obvious point. What is Photoshop? Manipulation. So this guy is going at me. He's going, no, but like he's like, like, Ben, it sounds like to me you're coming from a very like, top of the food chain, looking at this from a very top of the food chain situation. And I go, yes, I am. I'm an actor living in Los Angeles. I'm constantly talking to agents, managers who are at the top of the food chain. And I've worked with several movie stars who are at the top of the food chain. So yes, of course, that's where my mind is going to go. And this is actually a way that I've developed recently, because if you come off like to these agents and managers that you're not like really going for it, you're done. You've automatically shot yourself in the foot. So I said, yes, because of what I'm working on. And then he keeps going at me, and then I say, look, if Leonardo DiCaprio walked in here, you probably wouldn't have an issue with him because he's already made it. I said, look, what you might be having an issue with me about is I haven't, I'm not like a fucking movie star yet, so, I'm faking it until you make it. But you can probably see that I'm not there, which would make sense to a degree. And then he goes, Ben, what do you mean by fake it till you make it? What do you mean by that? And then I start to answer. Then he interrupts me again, and he goes, would you manipulate your family? And it's like, what is this guy's fucking problem? So I was like, okay, I'm not dealing with Dickless anymore. And I go, well, I just get up and say it in front of everyone. I'm risking, this takes balls, because by me doing this, I'm risking vilifying myself from everybody else here, right? But I stand up and go, this dude has a personal issue with me. I'm not going to take this shit. And I go upstairs and I walk away. I'm just like, I don't have to take this. So anyway, these are the two setbacks here. But this thing with Dickless is just whatever, fuck him. But then, the thing with the guy doing the Nazi salute, that hurt me. I mean, fuck, that really fucking hurt me. It actually felt like that, like it's such a weird thing to say, but this is what it felt. It hurt me, I feel, so much that it feels like my soul has been pierced. That's what it feels like. And I'm in this fucked up mood, and I feel like so depressed, and it's ridiculous. The Nazi fucking salute. I think it also has to do with, like, I've been to Washington, D.C., and I've been to the Holocaust Museum, and I've seen they really make a point of showing you how awful the Holocaust was. I mean, they show you fucking models, like this model setup of the way, like, they were led into the gas chamber, and then the way that they were, so I've seen all this. So that was behind all this also. It was a combination of that, and then what I also described earlier, how every single new place that I've been to recently, there's been some fucked up shit. And I'm not a fucking asshole. I'm not. I'm a nice guy, I don't think I have this nice guy kind of vibe, And, it's to my detriment. I'm trying to constantly get out of that, because if you're a nice guy and, nice guys finish last, which is true, So this has been my thing. But overall, the program's been great. There's just been these couple setbacks, and I'm going to be out of here in a few days, and then I'm going to be going to, I'll be living at home, but I'll be doing this thing called an IOP, which stands for intensive outpatient. So I'll be living at my apartment, but I'll be driving in 4 hours a day. It's kind of like how it is here, but only for 4 hours a day. And at this place, they tailor a program specifically to you. So that's also going to be great. Here I'm living with 5 other guys, which is still small and it's been good, but there it's just one-on-one. So I think these are all really good, decisions in my life that I've made. And I've been, like I said, overall, I've been feeling good, It would be great if not for these setbacks, but, I'm just powering through. So thanks again for watching, and take care, everyone.